Welcome to another life-changing message inspired by the timeless wisdom of Joseph Murphy. In this powerful motivational speech, Believe and Receive, we'll explore the miraculous truth that your beliefs shape your reality. Every thought you hold, every conviction you nurture, sends out a vibration that attracts matching experiences into your life. Today, you'll discover how faith in your inner power can transform lack into abundance, fear into strength, and doubt into divine confidence. Open your heart, focus your mind, and prepare to unlock the secret law that governs all success. When you truly believe, you begin to receive. The power of belief creates your reality, and this truth is one of the most profound teachings Joseph Murphy ever shared. Everything that exists in your life right now, whether it's success or struggle, abundance or lack, peace or worry, is a reflection of your dominant beliefs. What you consistently believe in your heart, you attract into your experience. The subconscious mind, that silent force guiding nearly every action and reaction, is always responding to the beliefs held deeply within you. It does not question, it does not analyze, it simply accepts and expresses what you believe to be true. If you truly believe you are capable, worthy, and blessed, your life begins to reflect that belief through opportunities, encounters, and outcomes that align with your inner conviction. On the other hand, if your belief is rooted in limitation, fear, or unworthiness, the subconscious mind faithfully reproduces those conditions. It's not a matter of chance, but a matter of law, the law of belief that governs human destiny. Your belief system acts like a blueprint for your experiences. Just as an architect designs a structure before construction begins, your beliefs design the framework of your life before it manifests in the physical world. The outer world is always a mirror of the inner world. Every success story begins not with effort but with belief, a quiet certainty that something greater is possible. When you shift your belief, your entire vibration changes, and life rearranges itself to meet your new frequency. This is why people who believe in their purpose find doors opening where others see only walls. Belief is not just a thought. It is an energy that activates unseen forces and sets in motion everything necessary to turn vision into reality. What you believe consistently becomes a magnetic field around you, attracting experiences that validate and strengthen that belief even more. Belief is not limited to positive thinking or wishing for good outcomes. It's a deep, emotional acceptance that what you desire already exists in the unseen realm and that it's only a matter of alignment before it appears. The moment you believe, without doubt or resistance, the creative power within your subconscious begins to work. This is the same power that created the universe, and it's available to every individual who dares to believe. When Joseph Murphy spoke about belief, he wasn't referring to blind faith or empty optimism. He meant the kind of belief that moves from your conscious mind to your subconscious, where it becomes an unshakable truth. Once your subconscious accepts a belief, it expresses it automatically through your actions, emotions, and external circumstances. That's why so many people who achieve greatness often say they knew it would happen long before it did. Their belief created a path before their feet ever touched it. To change your outer world, you must first reprogram your inner beliefs. You cannot experience success while believing you are destined to fail, nor can you attract love while believing you are unworthy of it. Your subconscious mind will always manifest what aligns with your strongest convictions. The good news is that belief can be reshaped through repetition, visualization, and affirmation. When you repeatedly affirm a truth and imagine it vividly, your subconscious begins to accept it as real. Over time, that belief starts producing results without conscious effort. This is why belief is more powerful than talent, more influential than luck, and more enduring than circumstance. You can take away a person's resources, but if they keep their belief intact, they will rise again, stronger than before. Belief is the seed from which every miracle grows. The power of belief extends beyond personal goals. It shapes your relationships, health, and even how you perceive reality itself. For instance, if you believe people are kind and supportive, you'll naturally attract individuals who mirror that belief. If you believe in your body's capacity to heal, your mind triggers biological responses that promote recovery and well-being. Modern science confirms what spiritual teachers have said for centuries: your mind and body are interconnected, and belief plays a major role in influencing that connection. Placebos work not because of the pill, but because of the patient's belief in the pill. The body responds to what the mind believes to be true. This is the hidden force Joseph Murphy emphasized, the inner conviction that transforms thought into matter, potential into performance, and imagination into manifestation. Belief also determines how you interpret the events of your life. Two people can face the same challenge. One sees defeat, the other sees opportunity. The difference lies not in circumstance, but in belief. When your belief is strong, adversity becomes a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. You begin to understand that every experience, whether pleasant or painful, serves a higher purpose in shaping you into the person capable of handling your destiny. Belief gives you stability when everything around you seems uncertain. It becomes your inner compass that always points toward possibility, even when the outer world offers none. This is the kind of belief that moves mountains, the kind that turns ordinary individuals into extraordinary achievers. Your belief also affects the way you speak, act, and decide. Every word you speak is a declaration of your belief. When you say, "I can't," you are affirming limitation. When you say, "I can," you open the door to infinite potential. The subconscious listens carefully to the words you use and turns them into reality. That's why it's essential to guard your speech and thoughts, to only express those beliefs that support your vision. Replace "I hope" with "I believe." Replace "I wish" with "I know." The moment you begin to speak from belief, you align your subconscious with your higher self, and that alignment attracts everything necessary for your growth and fulfillment. Belief is not a one-time choice, but a daily practice. Every morning, you have the opportunity to choose faith over fear, trust over doubt, and confidence over hesitation. The more you practice belief, the stronger it becomes, just like a muscle. At first, it may feel difficult, especially if your external world doesn't yet reflect what you desire. But that's when belief matters most. When evidence is not yet visible, the unseen power responds not to sight, but to faith. It's easy to believe when everything is working. Real belief is tested when nothing seems to move. Yet, if you persist, if you continue to hold the image of success in your mind and feel it is already done, your subconscious will eventually bring it to pass. What you believe in the darkness will manifest in the light. Belief is the creative force that bridges imagination and reality. Every great invention, every work of art, every discovery that changed humanity began as a belief in the mind of one person. They believed it was possible before it was proven. They believed in their vision before anyone else could see it. That is the essence of creative belief. It gives birth to possibilities that logic cannot comprehend, and that same creative power resides within you. You have the ability to reshape your destiny by choosing beliefs that empower, uplift, and inspire you. When you align your thoughts with truth, faith, and divine wisdom, you awaken the infinite intelligence within your subconscious, and it begins to manifest your highest good. Faith connects you to infinite intelligence, the universal power that governs all creation and responds to every sincere belief. It is the invisible bridge between your limited human understanding and the boundless wisdom of the universe. When you operate through faith, you step beyond the boundaries of logic and reason into a realm where all things become possible. Faith is the inner knowing that something greater than yourself is always at work, guiding, supporting, and aligning your life in ways you cannot always see. It is not mere hope or wishful thinking. It is the deep conviction that the unseen forces of creation are on your side, orchestrating every event for your ultimate good. When Joseph Murphy spoke of faith, he described it as the direct connection to infinite intelligence, a power that responds not to struggle or fear, but to calm, unwavering belief in divine order. Infinite intelligence is not confined to religion or philosophy. It is the very essence of life itself. It is the same intelligence that causes flowers to bloom, planets to orbit, and hearts to beat without conscious effort. This intelligence is within you, flowing through every thought, emotion, and breath you take. Faith is the key that unlocks access to this power. When you believe that infinite intelligence is guiding you, you stop trying to control every outcome and begin to trust the process. You start to move with life instead of against it. You realize that even apparent delays or setbacks carry divine purpose. Faith allows you to rest in the knowledge that everything is happening as it should, and that infinite intelligence never makes mistakes. It sees the full picture, while human perception sees only fragments. When you activate faith, you align your mind with a higher frequency of awareness. In this state, inspiration flows effortlessly. Ideas appear without struggle. Solutions reveal themselves at the perfect moment. This is because infinite intelligence speaks through intuition, subtle nudges, and inner guidance. The more you trust these signals, the clearer they become. Many people ignore this voice because it doesn't shout, it whispers. But faith teaches you to listen, to move confidently even when you cannot see the whole path. Faith says, I don't need to see the staircase, I just need to take the next step. Infinite intelligence always provides the next step, never the entire journey, because faith itself is the process of walking into the unknown with trust and certainty. Faith connects you to a limitless source of wisdom that transcends human intellect. The greatest minds in history, from inventors to artists to visionaries, have all acknowledged that their breakthroughs came not from mere thinking but from tapping into something greater. Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and countless others referred to an unseen intelligence that revealed answers when they entered a state of deep faith and focus. They weren't merely using reason, they were allowing infinite intelligence to flow through them. This same power is available to everyone who believes. When you quiet the noise of doubt and enter stillness, you open the channel for divine ideas to flow into your consciousness. The universe is abundant with solutions, but faith is the magnetic force that draws those solutions to you. Faith is not dependent on outer evidence. In fact, it often appears strongest when circumstances look most impossible. When logic says there is no way, faith whispers that there is always a way. The moment you choose faith over fear, you activate spiritual law. You move from the realm of limitation to the realm of creation. Infinite intelligence responds immediately to that shift. You may not see instant results, but the unseen forces begin to rearrange people, events, and conditions to match your vibration of belief. Faith works silently, often behind the scenes, weaving together outcomes that will eventually unfold before your eyes. This is why Joseph Murphy emphasized that faith is the greatest power you can develop. It harmonizes your subconscious with the creative mind of the universe itself. To live by faith means releasing the need for control and surrendering to divine timing. It means trusting that the same intelligence that makes the sun rise and the tides move is capable of managing your life in perfect order. Many people struggle because they rely only on their conscious mind, trying to reason their way through every situation. But reason has limits. Infinite intelligence does not. Faith bridges that gap. It allows you to rest while the universe works on your behalf. It transforms worry into peace and resistance into flow. When you live in faith, you realize that you are never alone, never unsupported, and never without answers. The moment you turn inward and trust the higher power within, guidance begins to flow effortlessly, leading you to right actions and right outcomes. Faith also refines your emotional state. It dissolves anxiety, fear, and doubt because it replaces them with assurance. When you truly believe that infinite intelligence is guiding you, your heart becomes calm even in the midst of uncertainty. You stop reacting to temporary appearances and start responding from inner wisdom. This calmness is magnetic. It draws positive conditions toward you because it aligns your vibration with harmony and confidence. Fear pushes away what you want. Faith attracts it. Every moment you practice faith, you are tuning your mind to divine frequency, and that frequency manifests as clarity, opportunities, and peace. Faith is also an act of cooperation with the universe. It says, I trust that everything I need is already provided. When you hold that attitude, life mirrors it. You begin to meet the right people at the right time. The right doors open effortlessly. Situations that once seemed complicated begin to resolve with grace. You might call it coincidence, but in truth, it's divine coordination. Infinite intelligence works through timing, alignment, and synchronicity. The universe never forgets a sincere prayer or a genuine belief. The moment you affirm your faith and release fear, you set into motion currents of power that continue to work until your desire manifests. This process requires patience and consistency because faith is strengthened through practice. Every test of faith is an invitation to deepen your trust in infinite intelligence. When you cultivate faith, you begin to live from inspiration rather than desperation. You stop chasing and start attracting. Infinite intelligence becomes your silent partner in every endeavor. You find yourself guided toward choices that bring fulfillment and away from those that cause harm. This guidance often comes as a peaceful feeling, a subtle knowing that you can't explain logically, but can sense intuitively. That is faith in action. The divine intelligence within you leading you toward your highest good. When you obey that inner prompting, your life begins to unfold with remarkable ease. You realize that success, healing, and prosperity were never outside of you. They were always waiting for you to align with them through faith. Faith also expands your perception. It opens your eyes to possibilities that the fearful mind cannot see. It shows you that every obstacle carries the seed of a miracle, and that every ending hides a new beginning. When you live by faith, even the smallest experiences take on deeper meaning. You recognize that life is not random but intelligently designed, that every detail is part of a greater pattern leading you toward growth. This awareness strengthens your connection to infinite intelligence because gratitude and trust keep that connection alive. The more you acknowledge the guidance you receive, the more guidance flows. The more you trust in divine timing, the faster your manifestations appear. Faith is not about forcing outcomes. It's about aligning with the creative intelligence that already knows the best way to bring your desire to life. Faith connects you not just to divine power, but to your true self, the part of you that is eternal, wise, and limitless. It reminds you that you are more than a physical being navigating chance. You are a spiritual being expressing infinite intelligence through form. Every time you act in faith, you affirm this truth. You declare that you are one with the source of all creation, that you are never separate from the wisdom that sustains the entire universe. Faith brings you into harmony with that truth. And in that harmony, miracles become natural expressions of divine order unfolding through you. Your subconscious mind obeys your dominant thoughts, responding not to what you occasionally wish for, but to what you consistently think, feel, and believe with emotional intensity. It is the silent power behind every success and every failure, faithfully mirroring whatever ideas are impressed upon it. The subconscious mind does not reason, analyze, or discriminate between good and bad. It simply takes your dominant thoughts as commands and works tirelessly to make them reality. When Joseph Murphy spoke of the subconscious, he described it as a fertile soil that accepts any seed planted within it. Your thoughts are those seeds, and your experiences are the harvest. If you plant seeds of confidence, abundance, and peace, your subconscious produces circumstances that reflect those qualities. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and limitation, it will manifest conditions that align with those beliefs. The subconscious is neutral, but its obedience is absolute, which is why the nature of your dominant thoughts determines the direction of your life. Your subconscious mind never sleeps, never rests, and never stops creating. Even while you are asleep, it continues to process your mental patterns, emotions, and beliefs, translating them into results in your outer world. Every event, opportunity, or obstacle you encounter is connected to what you have impressed upon your subconscious over time. This is why repetitive thinking is so powerful. Whatever you dwell upon consistently, whether positive or negative, becomes programmed into your subconscious as truth. Once it accepts that truth, it operates automatically, guiding your behavior, influencing your emotions, and shaping your destiny. You may consciously desire success, but if your subconscious believes you are not worthy of it, your actions and results will always match that inner conviction. The subconscious mind acts like a faithful servant, carrying out the instructions it receives, even when those instructions come from fear or doubt. Your subconscious communicates through emotion rather than logic. It responds to the feelings attached to your thoughts, not the words themselves. You might say, I want to be successful. But if the emotion behind that statement is fear of failure, the subconscious will respond to the fear, not the desire. That's why belief and emotion must align for manifestation to occur. The subconscious cannot differentiate between imagination and reality. It only reacts to the intensity of the feeling. When you visualize your goals vividly and feel them as already achieved, your subconscious accepts that image as real and begins to attract corresponding circumstances to bring it into being. This is why athletes, performers, and high achievers use visualization techniques. They are training their subconscious minds to believe in success before it happens. Once belief takes root, the subconscious starts working in harmony with your conscious goals. The subconscious mind also governs the automatic functions of the body, your heartbeat, breathing, digestion, and countless other processes you never consciously control. This same intelligence that keeps your body alive and balanced can also heal and restore it when directed with faith. When you affirm perfect health and visualize yourself vibrant, and whole, you are giving your subconscious new instructions. It listens and responds accordingly, activating the body's natural healing mechanisms. Countless documented cases of spontaneous recovery and the placebo effect demonstrate how powerful this process can be. The subconscious mind obeys mental imagery so precisely that even a false pill can trigger real physical healing if the belief is strong enough. This proves that what the mind accepts, the body expresses. Your subconscious does not question whether a command is true. It simply executes it. To harness the power of your subconscious, you must first become aware of the thoughts you feed it daily. Most people operate on mental autopilot, repeating negative beliefs inherited from childhood, society, or past experiences. Statements like, "I can't," "I'm unlucky," or "nothing ever works for me" become subconscious programs that replay endlessly. The mind then attracts situations that validate those beliefs. The only way to change the pattern is through conscious repetition of new, empowering thoughts. When you replace old beliefs with affirmations like, "I am capable," "I deserve abundance," or "everything works out for me," and repeat them with feeling, you begin to overwrite the old programming. At first, it may feel unnatural, but with persistence, your subconscious accepts the new pattern, and your reality begins to shift in remarkable ways. The key is consistency and emotion. Mechanical repetition without belief has little effect, but repetition combined with faith transforms the mind. The subconscious mind can be thought of as a loyal but literal servant. It does not interpret sarcasm or humor. It takes your words and thoughts at face value. When you joke about being unlucky or say you're always broke, the subconscious records that as a command. That's why it's crucial to be mindful of your self-talk. Every statement you make about yourself becomes an instruction to the subconscious. If you constantly affirm struggle, it will create more struggle. If you affirm abundance, it will attract opportunities to express that abundance. Your inner dialogue is the most powerful tool for programming your subconscious, and every word carries creative power. When you speak with conviction, especially before sleep or upon waking, times when the conscious mind is quiet, the subconscious is most receptive to suggestion. The subconscious mind also manifests through intuition and impulse. When it receives a strong belief or desire, it begins orchestrating events to fulfill it. It might prompt you to take certain actions, meet specific people, or notice opportunities that align with your belief. This is often mistaken for coincidence or luck. But in truth, it's the subconscious aligning your outer experience with your inner programming. The more you trust these intuitive nudges, the more they appear. Your subconscious communicates in subtle ways, gut feelings, dreams, synchronicities, and by honoring these signs, you strengthen your partnership with it. This relationship becomes a dialogue between your conscious intention and subconscious execution. The conscious mind decides the goal, the subconscious finds the way. It's also important to understand that the subconscious mind doesn't respond to force or struggle. The more you try to make something happen through willpower alone, the more resistance you create. The subconscious works best through calm assurance, faith, and repetition. When you impress a belief gently but consistently, it begins to take root. Just like planting a seed, you don't dig it up every day to see if it's growing. You water it, nurture it, and trust that it will sprout. The same is true for mental seeds. Once a belief is impressed with faith, your subconscious goes to work in silence, arranging the right circumstances for its manifestation. Patience is part of the process because every belief must mature before it becomes visible. The delay is not denial, it's alignment. Your subconscious mind is directly influenced by imagination. Whatever image you hold in your mind repeatedly, especially with feeling, becomes the blueprint your subconscious uses to create your experience. That's why visualization is one of the most powerful tools for transformation. When you see yourself living your desired reality and feel the emotions of already having it, your subconscious begins to accept it as fact. Over time, your behavior, decisions, and energy align with that image, and life mirrors it back to you. The subconscious mind is creative and unlimited. It only needs direction. The clearer your mental picture, the faster it manifests. The subconscious doesn't distinguish between a real event and a vividly imagined one, so every visualization is a rehearsal for reality. Your dominant thoughts are the steering wheel of your life. The subconscious mind follows wherever those thoughts lead. If your focus is on problems, it creates more problems. If your focus is on solutions, it brings solutions. That's why awareness is the first step to mastery. You cannot change what you don't observe. Begin to notice your thoughts, especially those that repeat often, because they form the foundation of your subconscious programming. Replace